Welcome back to High Talk, Real Talk. We are here again for another episode. I have some beautiful ladies here with me today. And we're going to go ahead and start by this beautiful one in front of me.
Gianna,
Tracy,
Empress Baby,
Shalina.
And on the flip side.
you were saying that you don't feel that it's a woman's place to be on a construction site. So my question is, how do you feel about a man braiding like his daughter's hair?
Again, it's not that I don't feel a kind of way. Like, it doesn't bother me to see a man doing hair. That doesn't bother me at all, because I've done a lot of things with nieces and through my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with being a father, but I do feel like it's a female's position to be braiding hair, especially if it's a girl's hair. Because I feel like we cross the barrier too much. Like, let a man be a man, let a female be a female. In every aspect. In the household, in the work environment, in the kitchen.
Men say that till we get emotional.
But another problem we have is emotions. Emotions is not only attached to females.
True. It's
Like,
not what we're known
We,
to be.
but we
Yes,
forget
Right, men just don't
men
show
are more emotional than females.
And they
Absolutely.
y'all
The
just
problem
don't show
is
it.
society makes it seem like you a bitch if you show
Right.
emotions.
Correct.
So we have to act like
Correct.
Accordingly, yeah.
Right.
And society is a key word, because with you thinking a woman shouldn't be on a construction site, or it's not okay, or you're saying nothing's wrong with it, but you don't feel that a man should be braiding, like, for example, his daughter's hair, society put these stress and
Standards,
pressures and
limitations.
limitations on everyone or society. And so that's why there's a lot of people that say, okay, this is a woman's job, this is a man's job, or you're not supposed to do this. And then there comes titles. So now we have, all types of titles. I'm not even gonna name any, but like, she's black, white, things like that, and other things that I won't talk about. But it all stems to society, for real, society.
It does.
correct. But my whole thing is, it's just femininity and masculinity. And it's just that simple to me. Like, let a female be feminine, let a man be
What
masculine.
defines femininity
Soft.
and masculinity?
Soft.
So a woman, you don't think a woman can be soft and be a feminine person
Yes.
and still do construction work?
What y'all consider feminine and what we consider feminine is two different things. It's not just the way you feel, it's how we visualize you as well. So if I'm visualizing you, I'm not visualizing you in a construction hat.
Yeah, but when I come home and I put on a negligee, can't you visualize me being sexy as a woman
Correct,
then?
but I want you throughout the day. So if you're in construction throughout the day and I'm looking at
But
you,
you're
I
not
don't
gonna
want
be,
you.
you're not gonna be on the construction site with me. Other men are.
So you don't gotta come home with some boots on. You know what
I can change in the bathroom.
I mean?
I can change.
Like, you ain't gonna have cement all over the car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these things that I don't want.
But we're supposed to want that when y'all walking out.
I'm not saying-
Accept it.
I'm not saying y'all supposed to want it, but y'all accept it because we're men.
Right.
That's what
It's just that the
Y'all accept it because we're men. Because
Visual.
think about it, right?
How you
If we
see it.
change it,
Yeah.
right, and we start doing things that y'all do,
You are.
y'all gonna start y'all question it.
Okay,
When
so-
men do more feminine stuff, y'all question it.
so-
But then when we question y'all masculine stuff, why we
Okay,
can't
so
do it?
what if I'm in a sexy short shorts and a sexy top on a construction site? I still have on the construction boots and a hat, but
She has
it's
to
a
walk
sexy
in her
outfit.
house.
Who would you
What
not
job
be sexy then?
What job
But
you
what,
working?
exactly, what job are you working like
I'm
that?
just saying, what if
What job
I'm
you working?
But did you hear what you just said? You just described sexy to ask me if you were sexy. You
I'm
said
just
I'm gonna
saying,
put
you
on a
said you
sexy
don't-
top. Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
you're gonna be a sexy female on a construction
That's
site.
the bedroom.
But that's not how you're gonna be doing construction.
Your construction outfit.
You know what I
Just
mean?
asking a question.
Unless you work in a different kind of payroll, but it's not gonna be on a construction site.
Construction, outfit.
Right. It's different. It's different.
He's definitely not gonna want you sexy on a construction site with other
Right.
men.
It is
Because
true.
at that
And
point, it's
make
gonna
it
be,
worse.
what you going to work wearing them shorts for?
To do
And
what?
them titties out, like
I'm
what you,
working.
what?
What are you working?
Working, right, what you working?
Hot out there.
Oh.
It's hot out there.
Oh.
One hole
talk about that.
getting dug.
Well,
Literally.
well.
literally. Next.
Okay, so
Is.
men can't braid hair and women cannot dig holes. Okay. that's
They
it.
can, he's okay with, with it, he's
It's
just
a
saying.
possibility,
He
it's
just
not less
saying
excessive,
prefers
yeah, definitely.
men to do
It's just not
construction and women.
No,
It's
So
not even
it's
that-
okay, you
it's
just
not
don't want
even-
your lady doing it.
I just don't feel like it's a woman's place.
If you meet a woman and did not know her career, her job, and you really got to know her, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to, she's telling you she's going to work, and then you find out maybe a week. I mean, it don't take that long to find out what somebody
Right.
doing for work. But if in a week you find out that she works on a construction site, like, what do you then tell her? Like, nah, I'm good?
It depends on what she does on the construction site.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Right.
Because you gotta understand when you start messing in the masculinity field, you start developing masculinity characteristics.
Very
that
true.
You might not realize it, but us as men, we realize that. And I don't want to ever feel like, yo, this a dude.
Right.
You feel me? Like I'm
But then
never
y'all
gonna
want to
feel.
date y'all homie
We don't.
and want to date your girl.
We don't.
Like you want
And
your
it's
girl
like,
to be your homie.
I want a softie. You feel me? Like I'm to that point where I want. That's what I want. I want a softie. I want a female. I want a feminine female. A
Right.
feminine submissive female.
Right.
But that goes back
You will
to
be going
environment.
groceries and taking out garbage.
That's not even a problem with me. I was raised doing that.
Okay.
So doing dishes and cooking and that was not an option.
When you say you want a submissive female, what is your definition of a woman being submissive?
Just coming from Hell,
And I kind of thought, I was like, this will go down.
let's go down the rabbit hole.
All right.
I'm gonna take 5 while y'all have this conversation. Cause this went way over.
Don't be afraid to let it show.
Real talk?
Talk real talk.
Emotional intelligence.
Cause these are questions women can't answer themselves.
Right, we don't know what, and I can't say y'all because you can't speak for every single man. This is a question we have to ask the person who is requiring us to be submissive.
But just a sense of.
Right.
Submissive is not a characteristic to learn.
Mhm.
Submissive is a characteristic you fall into.
Right.
And you fall into it if that environment is created.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. You
But-
said the magic word.
Everybody submissive is not to fit everybody else. Like
Mhm.
your submissive might be submissive, but it might not be my submissive.
Right.
Her submissive might be submissive, but it might not be my submissive. The problem is we just take submissive and just think everybody fits everybody.
Right.
You have to find somebody that's just naturally submissive to you as a person. And in return, that man is gonna do the same thing, but again, the environment has to be there.
You gotta
You know?
find your person.
Right,
So
that's
not
it.
everybody
Do
else.
you then tell them that what they're doing is not what you want? Does that make sense? So if they're not being the submissive that you want, and they think they're being submissive, do you then communicate and tell them, this is what I like, this is what I prefer?
If the relationship is worth saving, if you feel like if that's a relationship that you want to build with, definitely. Because
Okay.
nobody, you're not gonna find somebody who's gonna just perfectly match.
Right,
That's why
right.
communication is so important.
Right.
The problem is that our emotions fuck with us so much that we get so emotionally tied up and then we can't express ourselves.
Correct,
Like we just lose our fucking vocabulary. Like no longer words mean nothing.
right,
And that's the problem. If a lot of people was able to just sit down and just communicate, like take emotions out that shit. Like fuck how you feel, fuck how I feel. Like let's just explain what the fuck is going on.
right.
If we was able to do that in relationships
Mhm.
and look at relationships as not just a fucking partnership and look at it like if you was to look at it like a mother or a brother, you would work through that shit. How much times has your mother fucked you over and you still stood there because that's my mother? If we had that kind of mentality in our relationship, like, nah, fuck that, we gonna work through this, that's my lady.
Right.
If we had that kind of relationship, we wouldn't be so fucked up as a society.
See,
Right.
people have become disposable, very much. Oh, so he not acting right, she not acting right. Leave that to the side, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna find somebody else. We have lost sight of value of people. And it's not only relationship, I feel like it's friendships, I feel like it's partnerships, I feel like it's family, that we've lost sight as humans, the value of other humans.
And that's why I said early, well, and whatever, I don't even know where we at this point, but that's why I said, I feel like it has to be your best friend. No, I don't know anybody in the world that has ill intentions towards their best friend. Like, I wanna see my best friend thrive, I wanna see my best friend get all the love she deserves.
Right.
I want her to be in such a stable position that she's just levitating in air because she deserves that. So-
But you have to understand that's what you consider
No,
best friend.
definitely.
Because there's a lot of people out here that just use that best friend word like
Right.
it's just-
No, but I mean your
Right.
intentional best friend. Like, that's my best friend. I'm not saying, oh, I call you bestie today, tomorrow we're not dealing with each
That's
other.
like calling
I'm
each
talking
other
about
bro and
your
sis.
actual, as we are all grown, I'm saying your actual best friend.
accountability shows all of that.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And that's how I see it now. Like, fuck who I know, fuck what you are to me. Like, show me who the fuck you are.
I'm not saying in essence, I'm saying as far as the way or the intentions you would have towards your son or your, like you said, your best friend, my best friend. Like I said, I don't want to see her in a bad state. I don't want to see my man in a bad state. I don't want to see him unhappy. I want to study you. I want to make sure that you're okay at all times.
I'm supposed to be
Did you
your
eat?
peace.
Yes,
Right.
yes, or even
So-
not even be your peace. I don't want to be your peace. I want to create a peaceful environment
Right.
so that you can understand that this is a
Safe
safe space for you to be able to.
Accountability.
Yes, definitely. But you have to, with all of that, you have to be able to compromise.
Mhm.
There's no relationship without compromising. You have to compromise your feelings sometimes. You have to, sometimes it's
All the
okay
time.
to
Think
say,
about
All the
it.
time.
Always think about it.
it's okay to say, we agree to
Okay.
disagree. You did not see my vision on that. I did not see your vision on that. We're gonna agree to disagree and we're gonna go to bed peacefully. You're not gonna sleep on the couch. If you wanna sleep on the couch, you could be single. You're not
Yeah.
we're not gonna go back and forth like, I say this all the time. If you're with me, there's no way you're sleeping on the couch anywhere. Any other time, if you fell asleep somewhere, you'll jump up and bring yourself home, right? So I'm gonna need you to keep that same
Go
energy
in the
when you're
guest room, if
upset.
anything,
Right.
go in the guest
Even,
room.
that's how you start.
Yeah,
breaking up a
separation.
That's how my
Right.
grandmother and them
Yeah.
stopped dealing with each other. My
Right.
grandmother and my
Exactly.
grandfather would be in the same house and not speak for
So they
days.
roommates. instead of-
Exactly, but she gave him that option to go to the guest room. You don't give them that option, bring your ass to bed.
Yeah.
I don't care what our disagreement was, what our argument was, when we're asleep at night, our energies collide, and that's what's keeping us together. That's
Right.
what's building our relationship, knowing that with everything that happened, you still considered my feelings and brought your ass to bed.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's where you should be able to be inside of a relationship.
But I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier with boundaries. Right?
Yeah, yes.
And what you're
yes.
willing to accept and not accept. Like I used to always say, we're not going to bed angry.
Yes.
I don't care what the fuck happened during the day. I don't care what we doing right now. Because like the men said earlier, life is so short, we can go to sleep tonight and not wake up the next day.
Not only that, life is hard.
You know what
It's
I'm
hard.
saying? So
I don't want to make it hard.
if I'm looking to you to be my partner in anything, like case in point, my recent experience, I've realized that we get to the arguments, we do say what we gotta say because in a calmer state, we may not address certain things, we might hold shit back and be like, yeah, in your angry state, you know you say everything, that's on your mind.
But do you believe, with that being said, do you believe that people say the truth when they're angry? Because I believe that people
Hell yeah.
say things just to hurt you. So some of that stuff might not be
Yo,
true.
some of the
or
things
how
that
they
hurt
feel.
you is how they really feel.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? But it's taught me that, okay, yeah, we do get to that regular state, but then we retract and we're like, wait a minute. So I didn't say this when I was calm. I said it when I was angry. We say things that we don't necessarily
Hurt
mean.
people, like you said.
People hurt people. But where do we go from here? And
You
then
mean
we actually open.
You mean it. You don't say things you don't mean. You mean it.
You
You
do.
mean it.
I
believe
you just
people-
couldn't say it before.
You mean
That's what I'm
it.
saying in a calm
Couldn't
state.
say it. Yeah.
See, and I think,
upset to say
I
it.
disagree.
Anger, courage. Anger, courage.
Definitely, but I
Ooh,
believe
just like
that,
drunk liquid courage,
Oh.
child.
I believe people definitely say
Oh,
stuff
no,
when they're
that's the
drunk.
true.
But I believe that if somebody knows your flags
Triggers.
or your triggers or anything like that, just because they're angry, they will poke at that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that everything they say towards it could be true,
That's why
but
you
they
shoot 'em.
know you're gonna be triggered by it.
That's why you shoot 'em.
Anybody can heal, but triggers are triggers. I'm sorry. You can heal from 1,000 things. People get therapy from PSTD, whatever, PTSD. I can't even think right now. You done smoked all day. PTSD, whatever the hell. But people get therapy from that and grow over that or whatever, but it's instantly a trigger if somebody shoots off a gun. Like, you can't just,
And you had to choose that right now.
right, you just can't
That's my
instantly
PTSD.
get over that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just instantly, or even in the long run, something that your 10 exes ago could have did something or something, and just now, 10 years later, your boyfriend did the same thing. It's like, wait, hold up.
Yeah,
Even though you didn't think that you were still affected by it, or it was a situation or anything,
anything will bring it back up.
anything will trigger. So you have to learn that too, but that's just how it goes. I feel like people can say things that they don't mean in a sense of certain things just to have you triggered by it, just to get you to have a response. to it.
I feel like somebody that knows your triggers and knows your lows and go that low.
Should not be
Like,
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like that's
Mhm.
you done hit
Because
up
you're
the bell
intentional.
and
That's
I'm out.
simple.
Yeah.
It's that fucking simple.
I'm out.
Grown-ups.
Right.
Yeah,
Grown-ups.
yeah.
Like, let's start giving people accountability for their actions.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Motherfuckers show you who they are.
Yeah.
We just bypass that shit.
Yeah.
We be like, okay.
We can all say
Okay.
yes.
What do you guys think about how ages and what women wear at certain ages? Do you,
Where would you
do
bleed?
you think that,
like what they put on?
yeah, like, do you think that a 50-year-old shouldn't wear,
Everything
You know?
is not for everyone.
Right.
Sorry, that's just my.
but is it because
You
of
could
the
be 20
age?
and it
Is
not
it
be
because
for you,
of-
though.
Right, that's
You
what
can
I'm
be
saying.
50 and it can definitely be
It has
for you.
nothing to do
Right.
with the number that you
Right.
are or how many years ago you were born.
Where your confidence?
Definitely has to be with your confidence and your
Appropriate
body
is
type.
appropriate.
Right.
Right,
Right.
right,
Appropriate.
Appropriate is appropriate.
right. Because what you go to the club with is not what you're gonna go to your granddaughter's graduation with.
Or go to your office and
Or that.
Or go to Benjamin.
facts.
You can't do that out
And everybody can't wear everything, so somebody a
That's
certain
why I said
size can't wear
everything is not for
Because
everyone.
they made it in
What?
a 3X does not mean.
But.
Spandex
I
is
can't put a throwback skirt
But,
on,
no,
but I know a
no,
lot of my friends.
No.
Spandex is not for everybody?
Listen.
It's not?
Listen. Everybody has some body, okay? Because my homeboy,
That is true.
if you less than 300, he don't want you.
Yeah.
You feel me? And he
Yeah, I
wants
mean, that-
he wants to see chicks out dressed sexy at that size. That's
Sexy is okay.
But you gotta understand, sexy is not your determination.
Tasteful.
Tasteful is not your determination.
Right,
What your
right.
tasteful might be somebody else's, you know what I mean?
True.
People, trust me, they're not out here dressing like this because remember, it's social media, so you can step outside and nobody in your city like you, but everybody across the country is in love with you. You know what I mean? So these chicks walking around here, somebody is liking that shit. Okay?
It's all
So
in your own confidence.
you gotta understand when you see, there's a lot of people we gonna see out here and be like, what the f-?
True.
But
And have.
they go home to a full inbox of people
Yeah.
trying to get at them.
That's true.
You feel me? So again, what we like or what others might like, everybody got their own.
Beauty's in the eye of the
Perception,
beholder.
Of
True.
people holder. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I just, again, what you wear downtown is not what you gonna wear
To the office.
to your office
Church.
or your child's graduation
And some
I've
tried
seen the
it, girl.
churches
Some
lately.
tried it.
and somebody's church.
No, it's somebody graduation, girl.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
Like,
But what some of y'all, let me not say some of y'all, but what some females wear outside, period, these
questionable.
days shouldn't be worn
Some things
That's
aren't
what's
even,
outside.
some things aren't even made to be worn outside.
That's what society makes acceptable. Instagram has triggered everybody's
Like,
mind.
why is it
I
that
see some
That's how
lingerie
it's
in
an
the club.
entire,
At
an
the store,
entire
in the
bodysuit
store,
fishnet?
Suits inside.
pajamas at the store.
But the
It's the whole,
problem
yeah,
is,
girl, that's what I was waiting for somebody
What-
to
what-
say
what-
it.
I mean, I don't wear that. I don't even own any of those things that.
the bonnets.
The
And why
bonnet.
do people not scratch their hair, even if they have weave on, they do this? Why? I don't do that stuff, I don't know, I'm curious.
Typically,
Like,
they
you
can't
feel
get
like
to the
you
scalp.
can't-
The
so
kid
you gotta-
gets his scalp, so you gotta pat it. Yeah, you gotta pat it, cause you can't, your finger.
Pencil,
It's sewn.
anything, the stocking
It's sewn,
that
it's
is
sewn
all
through.
inside.
Hey, you pat over there?
It's sewn,
You got a pat?
it's sewn in, so it's
You
not like you
can't
got a
scratch
helmet.
it?
No, you
You are
can't
alone.
scratch it.
Who the hell else am
You
I?
have to pat it to
Not
turn
her,
the
leave
itch.
her alone.
Yeah.
I thought a nail would be better.
I'm not gonna
scratch
I
it.
mean, but if you get one,
I
that's
can't get to it.
We
But
can jump it
then a
out.
lot of times
We can
too,
jump
it's
it
like
out.
you don't want to
Nothing,
fuck up
I was
the
just
style.
asking, I wasn't trying
Exactly.
to.
You
You
can
make
jump
it
it
last.
after,
You
don't
can't
worry.
try to-
I don't know if y'all can hear me.
You gotta, you know.
Just a scratch.
Put your mic up.
Nothing.
Huh?
You
It
got
just annoys me, it annoys me to see
sorry.
women doing
You went
that.
off on a tangent?
As opposed to scratching it.
Talking about it.
So, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. We can hear you
But
now.
he not fully here.
No, I'm here.
You sure?
I was talking to them, so I wasn't using the mic, because I forgot the mic
I
goes
got
to
something,
Yeah.
something else, I got something
We
else
can
I'm
hear
curious about.
What's up? Let's talk.
I had to grab.
Pop your shit, girl.
He got
Pop your
through,
shit.
he got through the itch over here. We was talking about the
Yeah.
itch.
Yeah, I was just curious
Through
about
the,
that.
through the
Through
wig
weave
cap
and stuff.
and
So,
through the braids.
okay, so my gripe with society, black people mostly, but I think Spanish people have all, I don't like the N-word. And I don't like that you guys use it in just regular conversations.
Well, we don't use the
Yes, you
same
don't.
N-word.
Okay, well, it came from that word, so I don't like it. So why do you guys use it? You don't feel that it's offensive, even if you're talking to your sister, brother,
I think
boy?
It's in the
the
conversation.
music industry made that very
It's
much
other words in
acceptable.
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
So people feel like if
I
I
actually
follow,
blame my roots.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't feel no way at all
Correct.
for using the word, not at all, because the way it was used back then and the way we use it is
Right.
two completely
Yeah, I see
different
it.
It's using a different
It's
context.
like an
Different.
endearment in a sense.
ways. Not only that,
not even that, I've seen this thing that said that it basically, they stemmed that, the second word off of basically giving grace to a ungraceful situation. So, you know what, we're gonna embrace the name you call me. You can call, that's like a female being called the B word. You be like, oh, I'm that, now it's
Not me.
okay for you to say, oh, I'm that, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
when a man calls you by that name or anything else, it's like uneasy. So I think,
Again, it's the context. It's how you,
Mm.
you know, if I direct it to you and be like, you are, you know, then, you know, it's a problem. But then if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm baddest,
I
Then it's
personally
not
feel
a
like we
problem.
should cut them regardless.
Well, that's
Right.
the word I have an issue
Right.
with, is the N-word, just
I just,
because you guys are using it in everyday sentences.
I just
as
seen-
if okay, as to, and I just don't like where it came from, and the fact that you guys just use it as it's nothing.
I just seen
There's
a
other words in the
comedian.
vocabulary you guys can
But-
use.
now
You
mind
guys
you,
use bro a
Comedian
lot.
just did a
Huh?
What's up,
whole,
bro?
yeah, all right, now mind you,
that
Me
just
using-
became a thing. Like,
Bro.
me using the N-word is not like, because in my mind, nothing degrading is behind it.
I know.
So,
I
me
know that.
using it is not to say, yes, I have many other words I can use, yes. But I was raised in Brooklyn, New York.
That's right.
You feel me? Like, everybody around me said that was in, I was raised like that.
yeah.
Because mind you, I didn't know this slavery stuff and Southern stuff was something that got introduced to me
When I
came
got
to
to
the South.
the South.
Florida, yeah, because
I didn't deal with
that.
none of this.
Yeah,
In
Brooklyn,
New York.
It
You
was
know
a
what I mean?
melting pot. It was
Like I had white
home.
homies that we hooped with. Like
Listen,
it was never I've never ever been called a nigga because I never had to live that life. So I can understand where people have that more of a tie to it, feel a kind of way. And when they tell me that, I'll apologize because nothing is ill-intentional when I'm saying it, but it just naturally comes out of me. Like if you don't say that I say it, I don't even realize I
That
say
you
it.
said
It just
it.
naturally comes
Yeah.
out.
facts.
And it's because of how I was raised in my environment.
That's
I
what I
mean,
said.
If I
both
can
of
willingly
us-
just stop saying it, I will. But if I get to talking and I don't have it in the back of my head like, hey, bro, don't say it. Oh, that shit finna fly. It's gonna fly.
And especially if you
gonna
talking
fly.
to, if you talking to like a fellow New Yorker, like when we all get
Yeah.
together, we know we transplants.
You know what I mean? That's my
we all transplants. Like we all speak the
It's
same.
just- it's just-
so
Yeah,
It
it's just that's
comes
it.
out.
And we're not saying that's an excuse,
It's not.
but it's just
It's your
like we
It's a party
said,
now.
New York was a melting pot. We didn't have we had racism a little bit, but that shit like literally when we came down here was a culture shock.
Uh-huh.
Fact.
Because New York, you walk down the street, you see the homies that are you see a Spanish, you see black, you see Chinese, you see everybody. You know what I'm saying? We all live on the same block, we all live in the same hood.
The South is a whole. The South is a whole nother
The
life.
South was segregated. When I came out here,
That's
like
a whole
I
nother
lived
life.
in KKK town.
Whole nother.
So
life.
like I had to learn that whole thing when I came down here. We ain't know about that, and it's not like we're not taught about it, but we never experienced it.
Because I was ready to kill. Like I remember when KKK marched on Paramount. I thought we was finna squad up and get to work. And they was just like, nah, they had the police protecting them, and I'm like, they what?
Yeah.
You think you could bring the KKK down Flatbush
You out
Negative.
your
and
goddamn
say
mind.
they protected? Bitch, y'all better bring everybody.
Bring that shit to South.
You know what I mean? But I don't notice. Like there's no white person on this earth, on this face of this place that's gonna look at me in my face and call me a nigga and walk away. Cause if I haven't proved it in my life, I'm ready to die for my respect. That's one thing I would die for that, cause you gonna respect me. Like I've never experienced that nigga.
I didn't
like
experience
somebody.
it down here.
Yeah, I've still never experienced somebody like looking at me in a derogatory way, talking about you nigga or
You lucky.
because no, they're lucky.
Okay, I'll leave that.
'Cause-
I'll leave that. You're right.
but real talk, I've never experienced that. So I don't even. It just comes
It
out.
flows, okay.
Yeah, it just because this whole racial thing never even became a big part of my life until my late teen years.
Listen, I came from Jamaica, Queens,
Like-
to St. Cloud, Florida. You tell me that
Oh,
culture
boy.
shock.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you how worse it is. I thought slavery was from like hundreds of years ago.
That long ago,
Like
yeah.
way back.
Right.
Growing up like in New York, I thought because I never experienced like face to face, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking this is shit that happened.
Many
Centuries
moons
ago.
Yeah. Not till I came down. I felt like it was a transformation chamber when I came to the South because it's just in y'all face here. Like,
I had a client.
Generations back.
well,
See, but we wouldn't have known
Yeah.
My great
that
grandma
because
was
Right.
on a plantation. My great
Right.
grandma, my
I
African American.
I had a client that just told me yesterday that she met up with the children of the neighbor that she had that came from slaves. I was like, wait, your neighbors came from slaves? Like, girl, how old are you?
right.
I'm telling you.
Because
Call it
we're
ignorant,
kind
but
of
I didn't
ignorant.
know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Call
we
it
might,
ignorant,
we might
yeah.
be ignorant to it, but
Because
no,
it
we grew
wasn't
up
a
with
big thing to
everybody.
us, right? It wasn't a big. We was
Race
taught.
wasn't
we
a
was
thing.
taught slavery, but it wasn't like a big thing to
Right.
us.
It was definitely
You know
on
what
the
I mean?
page in the history book.
Like,
Absolutely.
Question.
like even Black History Month, like that was never as big.
So
as
that
it
was a
is.
South thing. We
Yeah,
didn't
like-
that was
Is
New York.
it, but is it a South thing? But because hear me out. Y'all gonna have to hear me on this one. I am half African American, half Trinidadian. I do not hear about this on my Trinidadian side, but I hear it on my African American side. It's a cultural difference.
About what?
Like about race, like the whole race thing. Because
Because-
the Trinidad people
right,
don't really
it-
care that much. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, they stay
Because they
in
haven't.
United States.
They've never experienced
Same with
it.
slavery, but I only know about it because of my African
But you gotta
American
understand,
side.
too,
That makes
Caribbean-
sense. The Caribbean people
Caribbean-
are going to be ignorant because they're not taught. It's
Correct.
Caribbean countries are also melting pots. None of us are
Exactly.
pure anything,
At all.
right? All of our countries, all of our islands, they were British owned, French owned, what have you. So that's why when you go to those countries and islands now, you see all walks of life. Race wasn't a thing per se, right? it wasn't an overall thing because everybody was everybody. Now, when you come, like my experience coming down south, race is now a thing. Like even in New York, we got certain boroughs where certain races live, but we all intertwine. It's not like, oh my God, we can't go there because it's ran by such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't made apparent or stressed upon the way we grew up until coming down
heard of it
for me.
more, like you hear about it more in the South. Like,
Oh, child, my
people
third
talk
month
about
in
it,
Florida.
like you hear about it. Like even in New York, I've never had a conversation with a homeboy about anything white or black.
Yeah.
Like never. It wasn't even a topic.
Right. It's kind of crazy because like I grew up, well, from elementary, I was in California, then Texas. So once I got to Texas and I started doing their curriculums and all of that, that's all they talk about. It's crazy. Like we did the TOS test out there and they teach you about, my birthday is June 19th. So my mom has always established, we celebrate Juneteenth for my birthday. And this was since I was little. So when I came to Florida and I'm like, y'all just now said, like I even posted, I had to repost because people was like, oh, everybody jumping on this bandwagon. I had to repost posts from like 4 years back from Facebook showing that I was celebrating Juneteenth with my birthday. And I'm like, that's something that was based out of Texas. That was something that was built in Texas. So I already knew about it coming here from a child. Like we celebrated that as well as my birthday.
So call me ignorant, but I didn't know nothing about that until
Nobody,
COVID.
and when I got here and I was
I
did not know that until about 3 or 4 years ago either.
Yeah, about
and that's
COVID.
exactly when it came
That's
out. That's
right.
exactly when it came out, about 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm like, y'all just celebrated that, but I celebrated that way back. Way back.
I ain't gonna lie.
But I think it's all in what they want you to know where you're based
Where,
out
right.
of. So just like she said earlier about the politics and everything, you can't really get into politics. You can't get into all of those type of conversations unless you're around with people with the same beliefs as you. But that's basically what they did. Texas shed light on certain things they wanted their people to know, versus Florida shedding light on what they want their people to know. What New York shed lights on is what they want their people to know. So it's all of that. I feel like, and I'm not from New York or anything like that, but I feel like it's more people versus police or government.
Man.
You know, in New York it's like government versus people.
I see
It's
no
not
lies.
people versus people.
I
So
see no lies.
75 million to 100, like it's crazy. So overpopulated.
Okay, so let me ask this then. Do you think it's generational that this race thing is becoming more and more, not apparent, but more in our face? Like, I feel like, because some of us, I want to say, grew up in the 80s, 90s. We grew up where everybody was one, I want to think.
I think
So-
again,
It
it's
depends
all
on where
through
you grew
social
up.
media too.
You guys in New York, you guys were a melting pot. Because when I came to visit, I loved it.
Yeah.
I saw all my West Indian people, and everybody was good, and it was just a good vibe, and the basement parties. It was
Right.
fun.
Right.
Growing up in Chicago, black and white. That's it.
Yeah.
And I knew about racism and all of that stuff because of Emmett Till. We were taught that information, and then when I saw it and I heard about it, and that's like one of the most slavery, most racist thing that always stuck to me. And I don't know if it's from living in Chicago or what, but it hurts me, and it's sad.
I think society blended now. So because of social media, we have access to everybody versus having access to only the people in our city.
Right.
So if our city built racism, we're gonna be based off of racism. And you have them few people that's like, hell no, I don't wanna do that. I'm a rebel. You got me messed up, I'm not doing that. But because of social media and everybody has a platform, everybody has a voice now you're seeing more of racism. Now it's more acceptable to speak your own feelings because this is my page. Ain't nobody gonna tell me if you don't like it, get off my page.
Facts.
If you don't want to visit my page or what I got going on, just stay off of it. You can't be mad at me for my
I feel
personal opinion.
ignorant because I learned about Emmett Till coming down here. Never heard of it in New York. It wasn't made, like it wasn't put at the forefront. And when I heard about it, it was like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? It made me stop to think and research. Like I like to research.
Imagine how many
This was
other
in the
things we don't know.
This is what I'm saying, right?
So it was like
This is like,
Yeah, I think that it goes a lot deeper than the surface level that we be scratching. I think that it goes down to hate is actually taught.
Period. Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people have to remember that racism has always been there, it just took different forms.
Yep.
And that like people are now starting to realize like back in the day they were blatantly racist. They had slaves.
Oh, yeah.
After that the slave chasers became the police force.
Yep.
And after that we have those same kids of those people
Right.
who are out in society taking places of power. And now, like that's really what it is. This
Yeah.
racism molds to fit whatever generation you're in. That's why it's so hard to catch it sometimes, and that's the issue.
Slavery gonna come right back in the next 5 years for black people.
I would be
5? You think so?
Next 5 years. Next 5 years.
That's a lot.
If you're next 5
We're
years,
already in slavery.
but if you're not
They
a
keep us in
millionaire,
positions they want us to be.
if you're not a millionaire in the next 5 years, you're gonna be part of slavery.
I think it's
That's
gonna be a
a
bigger
promise.
form of slavery because we're in slavery now.
Promise.
We're enslaved to certain things, just like you said, as women, as men, as whatever, as African Americans, as a minority in general. You cannot tell me that they take positions from us and do not allow us to fill them because they are scared that we will take over.
Because they know we will.
They take
Understandable.
our views, they take our opinions, and they use them to build themselves. And
But
we
our
showed up
our
to give it to them.
mentality is f***ed up.
Yeah, definitely.
Our mentality.
We
is
rather
f***ed
work
up.
for somebody than work for
There
ourselves.
it goes.
True.
There-
Yeah.
That's it. That's it right there. That's
Yeah.
fucking it right there. We rather have somebody tell us, "Hey, you go put in 40 hours. I'm gonna pay you this amount,"
Yeah.
than to go out there and create that same effort within them 40 hours to make
Right.
that same amount.
Right.
We just want the easy way. Society has made us lazy,
Lazy.
lazy and complacent. That's it.
Yeah.
Lazy and complacent. I make enough money to pay my bills, go out to dinner maybe once every 2 weeks, and buy my kids a fresh pair of sneakers every new school
And
year.
that's it.
Right.
I'm good. And that's it. Work that job until I die.
Right.
I think we feed into
Until retirement.
into-
Like, that's slavery. That is living
That's
slavery.
what I'm saying. We're already
you can't
in
get a
it.
house. Like,
That is
you
living
can't buy
slavery.
food. You can't buy shelter.
You
the
gotta
food, and the
choose
money that
what
they're
you
paying.
wanna buy.
They're literally working for free.
That-
Yeah.
The whole mental idea of working 40 hours a week and only having 2 days
you
off
noticed?
is slavery. That in itself is slavery.
Yeah.
If you
You are
work,
not meant to be working 40
no,
hours
if
a
you
week.
work
You have
inside
a
of
life
a
to
fast
enjoy
food
it.
place, if you work inside of retail or anything like that, you notice you spend at least bare minimum 30% of your check wherever you work.
Yeah.
That's why they want to keep you in them places. That's why they make it so hard, and that's why they do rural development areas so that your mom can be living by herself. Oh, your father's not allowed to live here. We don't want him in the household because now at 16, 17, your mom's throwing you out to go pay these bills, to go half on her with these bills. So now we have more of y'all inside of these companies that we need y'all in so that we can build our empire off of your thoughts, off of
Right.
what y'all
On your
have
back.
going on. Now y'all giving us things that we can build our company off of and showing us how we can make our company more powerful, but y'all staying at bare minimum.
Do y'all feel like how these companies are starting to treat their workers is a reason for instance, why like population is now like slowing and like people are having lower birth rates?
No. I feel
That's all financial.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, how the corporations treat the
Yeah.
people. Like
Yeah.
if
But
they're
that-
not
that's-
paying
I
the
know,
parents,
I know
It's
a
not-
lot of people that quit in 2 seconds.
if they're not
If you
paying the
don't-
parents, how they gonna have kids?
But the problem is a lot of black people are the people out here working. Other races don't teach their kids to go out into the work field.
How often do you pass a construction site and see white people out there?
But what I'm
If
saying
they're
is-
not the big boss.
what I'm saying is I
Sitting in
feel
the
like I
Truck with the AC on.
Exactly.
I've
in a trailer
noticed there's been a
with
trend
AC.
of like companies paying people less, treating people with less like health insurance, health benefits, like things that we need to survive. And because of that, the birth rates of people are not having kids anymore. Like millennials, they don't want to have kids anymore because they can't afford it.
Don't.
Millennials want to party.
That's
The actual
on my whole 20-year-old daughter.
They're selfish.
That's fine.
The actual
Don't
physical
argue.
job is
Kids alone.
eliminated now. Like the physical job is soon to be over with.
Yeah.
Like it's literally dying.
Just like she said, she do now.
It's a cancer. It's
I
dying.
think
If you have
everybody's
a physical labor job, hurry up and figure out your life.
Yeah.
Literally, if you're doing anything physically, if you are required to physically do something that has nothing to do with some kind of computer technology, figure
Find
life
a
out.
trade.
Figure it out. Figure it the fuck out. They got AI garbage trucks now
Yeah.
with no driver, just an AI garbage truck. It's
Did
in a COE.
Did you hear about the semis?
Okay, yes, AI
You heard
semis,
about
yes.
the
So
semis?
imagine how much truck drivers about to be unemployed.
I
Well,
was
y'all
in
see how it went
Texas.
with the dang
Imagine.
Teslas.
I
Wow.
was in Texas and
I
they
didn't know.
said
They
they're
have a
gonna
whole,
roll out,
yes,
I
literally,
think 50 of them to start and see how that goes.
literally.
I was
Lit-
I didn't hear
scared.
about
Yeah,
that.
you see how the Tesla did, so.
Yeah, I was
It
scared.
looks scary. It's all scary.
I
You're
was
literally.
scared.
But
A
even preparing for
semi
this.
truck, 18 wheels
Yeah,
on the road,
AI,
going
fully
cross
AI.
country.
fully
Glitch.
AI.
Imagine, it's over with.
But understand,
They did?
Yeah.
understand,
They started with AI
understand,
airplanes.
listen. By the time you figured it out, but by the time we heard of it,
Yeah.
this shit has already been tested, been on the road.
But they've been preparing
Like,
us for
True.
it.
The public don't hear about this shit until it's gonna come. This is just for the people that have a little bit of money to go ahead and do that investment before it drops. Because all the big people that got money already know about this shit. They knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Like it's not even, you know what I mean?
I
But
think we don't have access to that because
We
I
don't.
will say
We post.
we listen to a lot of things and it's usually word by mouth or
Word of mouth.
Yeah. So you sit here and you say, oh, okay, I don't know what to believe anymore. You telling me this is coming, but I don't know if this is really coming because
Yeah.
everybody's saying something and now you don't know who to believe anymore.
Yeah.
So you just like, oh, if it come, we'll be prepared for it. Or
Yeah, when I was literally in Texas and I was packing my stuff about to leave. This was the beginning of May, and the news came on, and I'm just like, stop me dead in my tracks. And I'm like, did they just say what I thought they said?
Yeah.
How many trucks? And I'm the hotel that I'm staying at. My windows is open, and I'm by the highway, and I'm just watching trucks go by, and I'm like,
To think.
just
That's
think
gonna
about
be
it.
the new world.
Think about it, because right now I know a lot of dudes that's eating simply because they're driving trucks right now.
yeah.
Take that back.
What?
Okay, pause on that. They eating, but it's not like what it used to be.
Yeah.
Well, of course, nothing is like it used to be. As
you
far
gotta
as-
pay your truck now.
That's the thing.
But
Like
even
if,
owning your truck ain't gonna do it much longer.
but truck driving, they not really eating because they've got all these young kids now that are getting into trucking, not even purchasing, they're leasing these trucks. So now it's a hamster wheel. Now I have to work because I have this truck bill to pay. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of the AI is working out because brokers, the thing behind trucking is brokers are eating, truck drivers are suffering. These brokers have gotten greedy to the point where they know, let's say Walmart pays the broker $6,000 to do a run. When it gets to the driver, he's getting $1,500 out of that money. So that broker is eating. But that's the thing with these kids now. We have a lot of,
$1,500 a lot to them.
but to who? Kids?
It is.
But when you got a $700 truck payment every week, out of that $1,500, $700 is
But
gone.
I know I seen something where, and I can't recall where, but I know they were saying something about the truck drivers were doing longer shifts prior to all of this.
They can't though.
And yeah, they stopped it, but because they were falling asleep on the road.
Right.
So they were like making great money because they're taking trips,
Right.
driving to New York, driving to Texas,
But
driving
they're
back.
killing
Now,
more people. They're getting
Yes.
more
There's-
accidents.
So they put a limit on it.
There's
Yeah.
a limit. There's a 14-hour limit, and then you have to take a 12-hour break,
Yeah.
and then you're able to drive it. But the other pressures is like, okay, if I pick up from Texas at 12 o'clock, it got to be in Florida by 6 o'clock the next night. There's no way.
That's why I said that's how they're cutting their
Right,
money. Now they're
exactly.
hurting because they can't stay up and do it.
They can't, but not only that too, the client's expectation, the customer's expectations of these drivers,
are according to what was going on before.
not even that alone. The pressure you're putting on a driver to make it there by 6 o'clock tomorrow, you're not accounting for his sleep,
Mhm.
his break,
Yep.
traffic.
That's why I said they're going off
Fuel.
of when the truck drivers used to just be like you said, hamsters.
Run free,
And
yeah.
just keep going.
So that's
1
that's-
hour nap here.
Yeah,
one
and that's the
yeah.
thing. Like and now their money is getting cut because obviously they're not getting there on time. But in order for them to get there on time, they have to unplug their computers and go do what they gotta do.
Right.
So, no, what I mean by hamster wheel is we have a lot of these young 20s, 30s that are now getting into trucking. They don't own their own truck. They're leasing under whoever they're leased on under. So now you have a truck payment, insurance for a truck, insurance for a semi is at least $1,600 a month. So now you've got to account for your house bills, your semi bills, and whatever that broker's saying. So they can't stay off the road.
At one point, they were low on truck drivers, so.
Yeah, but
Man,
Stop it.
they better figure out how to make some money. That's what they better do.
Yeah.
That's what they better do. But they about to be broke.
for real,
They about to be broke. They better tighten up.
it's not worth it.
That's gonna be all of us though. They
That's
make
how you know.
people that can just, any AI, anything right now.
Listen, we got robots in surgeries.
You see, they cut out all of the self-checkout. They, I mean, all the people and just put self-checkouts.
Manual labor.
But did y'all hear that Walmart is all the self-checkout places have lost millions of dollars, so now they're putting cashiers back?
Cause it's 1, 2, skip a few, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. What you talking
No,
about?
I think
They
also
definitely said that they've lost so much millions of dollars in
Walmart
revenue.
messed up when they allowed you to shop and pay for your groceries.
While you
online.
shop?
While you're shopping,
You
you
can do
can
that?
scan your
Yeah.
stuff and pay
Girl, tell
for
me
it
how to do
online. So it's like you throwing stuff in the cart. Of course, why would you think nobody's gonna steal?
You could do that?
Yes.
I'll shop at Walmart,
I've
so I
seen
don't
it
know.
on social
You
media.
can scan on their app, you can scan
Where have
as
we
you
been?
go
And pay?
for
and pay for
She
it.
said,
And just walk out the store?
Leaving the
Walk
next
out.
store straight to
No.
Walmart. Yes.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
So you
I
have
see it
to
on
go
the
to the
store.
And then you're
What have we
shopping.
been doing with our life?
You scan it as
So
you
right
as
there.
you go, you
Put it in your
scan
cart.
it.
You're
So just
scanning.
like if you were doing a
This
self-check
whole
on
time?
their-
Whole
And then
time.
when you get to the door greeter, that you show them.
Law abiding citizen.
But who's checking all
You
that?
and I, because I'm gonna find out about this thing.
Yeah, I seen it on social media, and I was like,
Let me go on TikTok.
I said,
I
what
didn't
the?
know that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why
So
would you
I
even
think
think that?
Target, I think Target does it too.
Why would you even think that's okay?
Yeah,
the app.
right, off the app.
You can scan your stuff
Yeah.
in your cart,
Yes,
check out,
yes,
and push your card
yes. Right out
to
the
your
door.
car,
Right out the front door.
including my TV that's at the top.
Girl.
The 75.
Well, that would be convenient, because Walmart lines, of course, be long, so.
I think I seen something like close to that
She
at
said,
Sam's
"Including my
Club, but
TV."
Oh, wait, quick question. I gotta ask y'all something. It's all females. Now, real quick.
I need
My
a mic.
homegirl just broke up with her man. They was together for 7 years,
Mhm.
engaged to be married next year. But she broke up with him because he was more emotional than her.
That's been building in her.
Mm.
That don't just wake up and happen.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's not
She
fucked
found
up.
somebody else.
It is
That
effed up
that
that she
absolutely
felt that
is
way.
messed up.
But no, like
Break him
if you
from a
ask her, like that's literally what she says. Like
That's why they
he's
broke
too
up.
emotional.
That's
No,
not.
there's
I
that's
need,
not-
I need a man. I need a
Something
man.
Something more to that.
I need a man. He's not the.
But see,
He's
this
not.
is
He's,
something
Men
more.
don't
Don't get me wrong.
understand.
Don't get me wrong. Now, if you see him, you wouldn't be sure. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be sure.
Okay.
He a little.
You know
Okay.
No, but listen. No, listen.
Hey, little
Listen.
Metro?
We get it,
Listen,
we
but-
get it.
You know.
I know him.
He's
You
playing
feel
with
me?
tambourine.
I know him,
Jesus be a
and he's a cool dude. Like he really loves his wife and he loved her to death.
Fiance, you mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
But I always
And
call
how
it
long were they together?
7
7
years.
years.
Is she just not realizing this?
Well,
No,
he's been that way. He's never been the.
Right, but she stayed around 7 years.
This is what I'm saying.
So
but
she,
now
she
she's
owns
saying that
something
he's.
else.
Have I-
Something more going on.
No.
Gotta be something more than
Yeah, it's
that.
gotta be something more.
I'm like,
She got another man.
Yeah.
She fell out of
She
love
got
with him.
another man.
Yeah,
That's her
she.
excuse to you.
That was
Who is more
her excuse
macho,
that-
Softer.
Who is
Right.
flinging her upside down.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
got another man.
I think so.
She-
There's something more to it.
She gonna
It's,
pop
it's
out.
definitely more than that.
After
That's
7
not the
years, you would have
true
known.
excuse.
Right.
There is
No,
more
there's
to
more.
that.
It's more than that.
And I'm sure if you ask him, he'll probably tell you the real story.
We spoke.
What he said.
He's crushed.
no, men don't look at
He
things
can't
like
tell
women
you.
do.
He ain't tell you.
She's
got someone else. There's something else that's going on.
I'm not
7
doubting,
years
I'm not
later,
doubting
you
that
wanna-
she has something else, but give me something.
No, listen.
She's not gonna hit her.
Don't just tell a man.
Something,
Don't
so
just tell a man, hey,
she's
give
cheating.
me, you're too emotional.
She's
That's
absolutely
But
what
there's
cheating.
females out there that won't even be with an emotional dude. So I mean,
But then
she's
here's
not by
the
herself.
okay,
And
so
maybe he got emotional.
She's not by herself.
So wait,
He said he been like that though.
Right,
But
it's
this-
been like that, and
this
it's 7
is
years
our
later.
problem. We as women, this is our fucking problem. We want a man to be emotional, and then when he shows emotions, he's too
Right.
emotional.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
Because
Not
society has made emotional men to be
weak.
Bitch.
Simp.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
Simp.
that's sad.
that.
That's society. But you guys all play into this whole society thing because
Yeah,
it should be about you and what you want. If you have a
correct.
emotional man,
That might
a
be
softer
for you.
man to society,
But
as
the
long
way-
as he's
the
treating
way
you
he
good and
views
you're
his
happy,
relationship.
Again, but you have to be a man. 'Cause you have to
who said it's
stand.
not being a man in other
Right.
departments and where he needs to
Listen,
be a man?
listen. I'm not saying that he's not being a man. I'm saying in order to stand in your own independence, you have to have that confidence.
That's why I live my life. I don't worry about
Look, I
outside.
ain't worried about
I don't go on social media. I don't worry about outside people and things. And no,
I mean, there's
I'm
nothing wrong with a man being emotional, but
Nothing.
like I need to see how emotional he really.
But this is what I'm saying. Y'all can't.
That's
Like,
her excuse. That's
there's a
all.
lot of females out there that won't be with a man that's more feminine. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But men,
Right, but no woman
Men
wants to be
view
with a man that's more
relationships
feminine
different
than
than
us.
women.
some women do. Some would.
Point him
We're
out.
not talking about that. We're talking about him being emotional.
she's not pointing about.
What do you call
Emotional
females that's
and
with
infidelity
studs?
is two
Let me
different
tell
things.
What's a female that's with a stud?
That's a woman who likes women. That's what that is.
A manly woman.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Who's on a construction site?
My brother told me, he said, oh, him and his girlfriend at the time broke up, whatever, and I remember him coming up to me, he's like, oh, nobody gonna love her the way I love her. I hope the not. I hope the
Because that was
hope not. But he knew in his heart, he loved her. Like, he gave her everything he
But
had.
you saw that was not. That was
Not.
That shows
But
that, but
that
all that
shows
does,
you
that
the
shows the
difference.
level of love he's received.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, oh,
that
he's
that
taught.
he knows.
He's
That's it.
taught.
That
Exactly.
he knows.
You can't
Yeah.
expect or show more than you
Correct.
know.
yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's a lot that we
Because
do.
it wasn't
man.
easy
You know,
growing
get
up. And
started
my
on
mom
that.
was
That's a whole
amazing,
nother
but
That's a
she
whole
worked
nother-
3-4 jobs. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a whole
So-
nother 3 hours.
Well, I say 3. She worked 3 jobs at one time, and she was always making sure we had everything we wanted, not just needed, but everything we wanted. So it was just kind of like the sisters were raising the little brothers, and we giving them what we getting. You know what I'm saying? So it's half of what we're giving to them. But when he said that, it just like it sent me away because I'm like. You know that little bubble you get in your head? Everything that went on during that relationship. Oh, God damn it. Bro, you halfway through her ass off the goddamn porch. Okay, whatever. You know, that was love. That's what you thought was
That
love.
was his
That was
version
his
of
form
love.
of
He
love.
knew
Yeah.
in his mind, he did not want this girl to leave because he loved her more than anybody else could love her. And allegedly, yes. And it's like, your vision of love was way different than mine or yours or yours or yours. And just to see that, it's like, okay, she might think he's emotional. She might think that, or over emotional or whatever. He might think that he's being stern in whatever he's doing and he's just giving her the love she needs.
Mhm.
So in his mind, he's like, I gave her all of me. I gave her the
Right.
sensitive side that every woman talks about they
Right.
want, but that wasn't good enough for you. I feel
Right.
like the good men usually get it balances.
And vice versa.
Yeah, and then the good women get the.
Vice
I
versa.
really want to know what makes him soft in her.
She said, I need to get him on the
Like,
show.
emotional.
Get him here.
Emotional. Like, I want to know what makes him
What?
emotional.
I mean, I could tell because I mean, he walked like, you know what I mean? Like he
So
he
maybe
wasn't.
she used the wrong word.
So
There was no mask. There you go.
So
He's
maybe
not
I'm going
masculine.
there. I'm going there.
feminine.
So is it that he was really emotional, or
And
Broody.
and-
Broody.
yeah,
Broody.
feminine.
is it metrosexual?
Feminine.
Is that what
That's what they.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait,
And
what
she-
is it? I'm
She
just-
said she
Metrosexual.
wanted more of a masculine. But my whole thing is like you didn't
Grab-
just
grab
meet
our
this
neck.
man.
grab her
and
by-
fling her
And
in
that's
the
all it is. That's all
That,
it is.
and that's and
You know what I mean?
sometimes
You probably
you
asking
feel
for
like that's
permission.
what we be
Yeah.
doing until we get it.
Right.
Till we get that one
Right.
tunnel on the back of our head, and then we're like, no, I really,
I
was just playing.
Take it back.
I was
Send me
really
back.
playing. You wasn't supposed to beat me like that.
I'm a queen, goddammit.
Right,
That's
I
how
was
we
supposed
was.
to be soft, but you beat on me. Yeah, but
That's
you
probably
said the
what it
last
was.
one was soft, so I'm gonna show you I ain't soft.
That's probably what it was. He was probably asking for permission. I mean,
No.
Not the
So I think that's what it was. I think she couldn't handle the fact that he out there a little, a little more feminine than her.
but how do you
He
get to the point
probably
of how do you get to the
wasn't
point of
more
engagement? That's my problem.
Because she didn't
Yeah.
want him to cry if she would have said no.
So what? He wasn't gonna cry 7 years later.
I mean,
Earlier,
So you know, what I mean? Either way, he was gonna
she
cry.
needed a bailout at some point, but she wasn't going. Was the proposal in front of people? Like, we don't know the
I
factors.
wasn't there.
We need the both of them here. We need the both of them. Maybe at separate
Next
times,
show.
it's okay.
I just
But we need the
feel
both
like
of them here because we need to know
I
what
feel like it was
happened.
fucked up. I feel like it was fucked up.
I want to know like how soft.
We only look on
Tell
the
him.
outside.
Tell him to call me.
No, they were engaged. They were
Okay,
engaged.
they were already engaged.
Yeah,
Okay,
they were engaged.
But we're on the outside looking in, and that's a
Right.
lot of relationships we admire or anything like that. You could think the pastor and his wife are just the best couple
Right.
ever, and as soon as
We
they
see
get in that
people
back room,
relationships,
you dragging
yeah,
her through
yeah.
the back room. Like
Yeah.
we see the smile that women can create out of pure pain,
Or
and that is one of the craziest things
Yeah.
ever. Like you can smile all day, you can walk around with the happiest face.
Yep.
Most men,
As
you're
soon
gonna
as you
know that
get in
they're
your
agitated
house.
or they're
So-
affected by
Yeah.
something.
That's
Women
not
can
stupidity.
smile through it.
That's not.
What do you mean it's stupidity?
That's not stupidity.
We gotta be stronger.
a form of stupidity.
I'm just
I
asking.
mean, it's
If you're
definitely a form
if you're being
of.
treated wrong, but walking around giving the impression that you're happy and you're in a good situation, isn't that stupidity?
It is stupidity.
Okay.
It's insanity. We
Right.
are
Insanity,
constantly
yeah, that's a better word.
are going back to something that we know that it's not going to make us happy.
That's
However,
what
Not all of
irritates
us.
me.
there's
That's what irritates
people, and not just females, but there's people who are afraid of being
Alone.
alone.
Not even that, afraid of change. I'll be
Change,
alone all I
yeah.
want, but changing the
Agreed.
environment is
Then
crazy.
accountability. That's
Right.
all
Oh,
it takes.
yeah.
It is.
The problem is
When you
everybody,
get your ass when you
everybody,
taking it, that's accountability.
but everybody runs around talking about they want a good relationship, they want this, they want that, they want this, but what it takes to do it,
The
you're
work.
not doing it. The work
work.
it takes to get there,
Right.
you're not doing it. Everybody wants to be rich,
Right.
but you work in the same bull ass job you been working for the last 20 years.
Right.
You ain't never been rich. How the fuck you gonna get there?
Right.
You know what I mean? You want a good ass relationship, but you know your nigga is cheating on you, but you ain't going nowhere. But you want a family.
Hope
I
it's a
think-
change.
Right, yeah.
You want to have kids with this nigga to raise a family, but he got 4 kids he already don't take care of.
That,
Like,
I think
let's be
that's where a lot of
fucking
stuff
real.
stem from. Oh, he gonna treat me better.
Like, let's be
Yeah.
real. You know
And,
what I mean?
and
Yeah,
a
we're
lot
gonna
of
do
people
better.
say, "Oh, she can have that man, whatever." I know how he gonna treat her. Not, I will say, not every man treats every woman the same. He could have been the worst man to you,
Right.
but the best man to her.
Yep.
Like it's different forms of a man. It depends on what
Yeah.
you bring out of that man,
Yeah.
or how you. And I'm not gonna say,
Circumstantial is a motherfucker.
Oh,
Okay?
yes.
Because let me tell you something. A piece of shit is a piece of shit. Now, if you got a nigga that grows up,
in that process,
then you got a nigga that grows up.
Yeah.
But if you see a nigga that's been with 5 bitches and he ran through them, and you think you gonna be the 6th one and change his life,
no,
you ask for your
that's
shit.
environment though. I think that's environment.
You ask-
If
no.
you go to the club looking for a wife, you think you're gonna find a wife that quick? Like
You know how much
I mean,
relationships
some
develop in
want
the club?
you might want one or
There
like a
there
few
are
of them.
some good, wholesome people that
Oh,
go
that's
out
Oh,
to
where?
the
Don't get
club.
me
Who?
wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Mind your business.
Name
Nah,
5.
don't say that.
Fuck that. Y'all, look,
Don't
real,
say
high
that.
talk,
Don't
real
say
talk.
that. Don't say that.
High
I will
talk,
say
real
that.
talk.
So you're saying
Name
that
5.
there is no wholesome, good people
That go to the club on the
that
regular.
go out.
Not on a regular. That's what
Not
I'm
on a
saying.
regular, we didn't
No,
say
we
regular.
didn't say regular. We didn't say regular.
Oh, step
Yeah.
out.
Go out.
Step out once in a
Yeah.
while.
Right, but the
That's
thing is,
why
when
they
you
say
see them
find
that one
somebody.
time,
Right.
how do you know they didn't go out the week before? How you didn't know they not going out next week?
Because
How do you know
when
that's
I-
not the first
let me
time
tell
that
you
they've
why.
been
Let me tell you
out?
why.
How do you know that's not the first time they've been out in 6
You
years?
want me to tell you why? I can tell you why. I can tell you why. Because when I was outside, you was outside. Okay? All right?
Are you
When a
talking directly to
motherfucker,
me?
when a motherfucker walked in that club, if they didn't belong in that club, we knew they didn't belong in that club. You hear me?
Right, but you weren't looking for them at that time. So
But
that's what I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying. So therefore, if you came to the club or a one time off, we was on your ass because we knew you didn't belong. We knew you was outside.
Right, okay, so
That's what I'm saying, it depends on your
15
mind.
years later, here we are. And I'm asking you, do you think that there is no good men and women that go out? Whether it is they go out one time a year or they go out every other weekend just to
Let me
kick
tell you
back because they
something.
work hard.
Let me tell you something.
Right,
Let me tell you something.
that's what I was saying.
No grown ass adult needs to be in a club on a regular period.
That's your
What's
perception.
your definition of regular?
Wait.
Every weekend. A day every
Yeah,
weekend
that's
you in
what
the
we're
club.
doing. Every weekend.
I mean, every weekend ain't that much.
Make it worse.
I
2
could
days
barely
out the
hold
weekend
it.
every
I
weekend.
could barely.
There's only 2 days in a week.
Okay?
Right.
Make it worse if you're not even working at all. Like you just
Some-
going to go.
That is
Some
pretty
people
regular.
use that as a getaway from what
That
they're
is-
going through.
Right,
Yeah, but
right.
there's no way.
you might have your
go-
little moment where you like,
Yeah.
I'm going out today, tomorrow, next week.
Yeah,
I
like,
need
you
to-
know,
I
I
need
might
to
hit a
remind
brunch
myself.
every-
A moment
All
is
of that.
okay.
Yes.
You shouldn't be 40 in a club every
Oh,
weekend.
no, I
should
agree
not.
with that. I agree with
Unless you're
that.
working in it.
Unless
Priorities.
you're working.
Priorities.
Unless you're making good money working, not no $100. You know what I mean? Like
I
it
think
should like
maybe anybody above 35 or even you above 30.
every
should-
club.
should
not
know. I'm
partying,
not going in the
partying,
club buying a
not
bottle
partying,
every
not
damn
partying.
weekend.
If you making money,
Definitely
cool.
not.
But the shit that kills me is that, man, if we was to put our minds together and build together,
something.
we could, as black people, we could, man, we could some shit.
My little brother used
Definitely.
to actually tell me, he said, oh, I'm going to the club, whatever. And my little brother loved to go out, chill, whatever. He should because, you know, he worked hard or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm going to the club, get, you know, we got bottles, this and that, whatever. And I'm like, when was the last time you was on a trip? Oh, I don't like to get in planes. When was the last time you was on a
Not me, somebody telling me that they don't like vacation.
Not even that. He'll drive anywhere. But he was just saying like, I don't feel like that's what I need. Like I don't need that. But in my
That's why
mind,
I
I'm thinking a totally different way. I'm thinking like that 300, that 600, that outfit that costs $200, them shoes that cost $200, that bottle
Every
that costs
week.
$300.
Every week.
That's a whole trip.
Why?
Go see another city. Go
Why?
see another country.
That's why I said I had to
do not
find
like to
another
go out
state.
I had to find a whole other community.
Why am I spending $4.50 on a bottle that at the liquor store is $65?
Right.
Why?
Let me tell you something.
Why? It's
Let
for
me tell you,
look, it's
hold on.
for-
And I'm guilty.
No,
I'm guilty of it.
No, the fuck, I'm not. I'm
My boy
Okay.
said, no,
No.
the fuck. I
Only-
would
When I grow up,
I have had a lot of surgeries. You feel me? So when I go
I
out,
know.
I'm gonna make sure I'm comfortable. I will buy a section for a fucking couch before the bottle. Like, pay me $100 to sit here, and you got it. Because I will pay you $200 for a bottle. Like the other night, we went to Army Fair, and they wanted to kick us out of VIP. So I had to buy a bottle to sit. I don't even drink.
Wow.
I drank a cup of it. Because they tried to kick my ass out.
I don't even drink.
They tried to kick me
If
out.
I'm on my bike, if I'm
It
on
was
my bike, I'm
nasty,
gonna
though.
make sure my legs is healthy. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna be out just walking around for the hell of it. So I'm gonna make sure I'm good. So I just wanted to sit down. It was
We're
like-
talking about
it was
just
like-
for image. You're buying these bottles every
Like-
weekend for image, but
Child.
you're laying
Standing
on
on
your
top- standing on top of the
Rent-A-Center card.
couch.
I mean, on your
And then
Rent-A-Center
Child.
security
deal
come
or
rip your ass all the way down.
Stand on top of the couch, pumping fists.
Child.
And you about to go home to
Those
Nothing.
people are not living as an independent.
You're going
No.
home to do what? You ain't got a
You're going to
hot
somebody
tub
else's
or
home.
a window.
Half of them
going
are
out.
going to somebody else's home. You're going to your
That's
mom's
it.
house. You're going to
That's
your baby
it.
You
mama's
living
house.
in the
your husband's
basement
house.
on the couch.
You go to put in somebody else's driveway.
Right.
You know what I mean? To sit on somebody else's couch and sleep because
Yep.
you want to give that impression. Social media gave them a live a whole nother life.
Oh, yeah.
Thing,
Oh,
the
yeah.
You see
image.
how many people are coming out with fraud just because they wanted social media to show them off, or so that their views or whatever would be so high and all this other stuff, and it's like, for what? Because when I go to
Fraud,
sleep at
right.
night,
That's fraud.
none of y'all are going to sleep with me. When I die, none of y'all are coming with me.
When I go to sleep at night, I go to sleep into my own. I pay
I
my
definitely
own
think
mortgage.
we focus way too much on materialistic stuff and on friends, and not even
Oh, yeah.
frenemies. I would
Acceptance.
say frenemies,
Acceptance.
because it's only what you have that
Right,
they're
because at the
appreciating.
time that when
I'm
you
fucking-
stop it,
I'm fucking-
they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Who don't
Yeah.
Fuck me, I fuck with you. If you don't fuck with me, fuck.
With people that have the same mindset.
Simple.
We don't give a
Simple. I show more people to love. I show more love to people I just met than people I've known for years.
And it's
Because
like
at
what
the
they
end of the
say,
day-
you select your family.
It's
because-
nice.
I'm just saying, like, if you can call on me, because there's nobody that considers me as a friend that can say they can call Daryl and say they need me and I ain't there. It should be the same way. Like, it should be the same fucking way. And if it's not the same way, I'm good on you.
Shouldn't be.
But I think that also comes with, back to what we say, maturity, right? When you are only looking to work for yourself, impress yourself. I want to be better than I was yesterday. I don't want to be better than Tom, Hank,
Nobody
Jim.
else.
I don't give a fuck what they do, right? They can have that. What I have is mine, and I want to be
with
better.
ourselves more than we compete.
Exactly. I don't care what anybody say or think. I really don't. That's on you, boo. I'm
Are you a
sorry.
Gemini?
No, I'm an Aries, full blown ram,
Oh, sheesh.
headstrong, full blown.
Yes, Lord.
Listen, okay, I don't give a fuck.
You have to be okay with not being accepted or not being liked or not being acknowledged, period. I literally can go home and not deal with anybody or anything for days at a time.
My people meet
As
us.
they're
love
will
you.
call me, text me, and it's not that I'm being mean to the people that I love. Everybody that loves me knows that that's just my personality. I'm literally in a shell. Like, I don't want to have to be great for you all the time, or I don't want you here. Like, I don't want to have to always put that facade of that, oh, I'm this person or I'm that person or whatever it may be. If you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me wholeheartedly, and we're gonna move forward.
Right.
And you're gonna know my personality. You're gonna know everything about me. You're gonna know my intentions are pure to anybody, whether they like me or they don't like me. And it's always crazy because the people that you meet in your life and other people have already gave you an insight on that person or have grown to show you, oh, this person isn't nothing. And then you meet them and you're like,
You are nothing what they said.
what the hell? I love you.
Who is they?
I really love you. Like, wait, hold up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because a lot of us skip over those relationships or those friends or
Right.
whatever off of other people's words. And you're like,
Yeah.
damn, she's actually a good person. She's just not your person. She's not your type. You're
Yeah.
the person that's gonna blend in with you, but I actually liked her. Now I skipped the whole friendship because of this.
So I have a
Right.
question with that topic real quick. Do you believe, obviously I'm guessing you don't believe in if your friend don't fuck with homegirl, you ain't gonna fuck with her either. Or it depends on the situation or how.
No, I'm a free spirited person, so I will say this. I'm not going to approach anybody my friend does not like.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna approach anybody, period, because that's just not me personally. I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna give respect to anybody. Because the situation that you had with my friend, don't play with me about my friend.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna disrespect you because that wasn't disrespect made completely towards me.
Mhm.
I don't know because a lot of my friends are hot-headed. So they might cuss you out. And I might be like, damn, I know that was their fault, but I can't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know your friends and you gotta
Right.
know the feelings that would come behind that. I'm not gonna make my friend feel no certain type of way because of you or whatever. But at the end of the day, if it comes into a situation and I'm around you, I'm not gonna treat you any type of way like, oh, I don't. We're too old for that.
Right.
We're way
There it
too
goes.
old for that.
There it
Way too old for
You-
that.
We're back in your lane.
I gotta say something on that. So, to your point, and to your question, I was one of them loyal ass people, right? If you don't fuck with them, I don't fuck with them. Fuck. All right. Situation happened recently where some people that we fuck with don't fuck with somebody else. Told us not to fuck with that person, blah, 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 blah. A year later, they buddies again.
How old are we?
My age, so.
My
we in
friends
our
would
40s.
never ask me not to speak with somebody.
No.
My friends would
Right.
ask me to keep them away from them.
Right.
But to not speak to somebody, we are all grown.
But that's what I'm saying, right? So now I stopped talking to you because Daryl said, oh, XYZ. Now a year later, y'all squashed it and I'm the enemy. So y'all coming after me, I'm about to get shot off of your beat. The fuck?
Not
Y'all
shot.
right.
Yeah, right.
Baby
Well,
said,
that was
"Shot."
your decision though.
You
You made that
decided,
decision to follow your friend or family member.
Because
whatever.
she was a loyal
Instead-
friend.
Because I was loyal.
Right.
Since then, I looked after me.
Yeah.
If you ain't did shit to me directly, we good people.
Right.
I've had some friends that I've had their backs when it comes to certain situations, and then this whole time you was lying on me. Like, girl, I had your
Where
back.
they do that at?
I done defended you with this person. Nah, that person would never do that. They would never do that. That's not the.
Oh, but
You start to
you were
question
really
yourself. Like,
I say this all the time. You never know someone's intentions towards you or anybody else.
Right.
You have to live for yourself.
Yeah.
Because, and we use the word friends very loosely, very
Yes.
loosely.
And family.
Yes.
Yes, very loosely. We can't choose our family, but we can choose our friends.
who said?
Right. Hypothetically, we can, but we can't. So it's like you get into this moment where we choose who our friends are. Like I said, I would never tell my friends, don't talk to such and such.
Right.
If that's a business venture and you can prosper off of that, be my guest. If you have to go handle business, or if you just feel like that person gave you a different version of yourself, I'm gonna distance myself. So I feel like you definitely have to watch. A lot of times your friends.
Yeah.
A lot
Keep
of
your
times.
enemy, keep your friends close and your enemies close.
I would never, like I said, I would never tell any of my friends, don't talk to this person, don't talk to that person. I feel like I would respect them if they kept them out of my face, but as far as just don't talk to that person, no, I'm not doing that because we're grown.
Right.
I can remove myself from any situation I want to at any given point. So if I don't like Alice, hey, when Alice is around, I'm gonna be in my little corner. I'm gonna still show you love, show you support, but I'm gonna be in my little corner, and it's not with no negative energy, no off spirit or anything like that. It's just I know where I want to be in life,
Right.
and that's not where I want to be. I know I want to be happy, and if that causes for me to remove myself from certain situations,
Correct.
I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna
Correct.
not show love to your event. I'm not gonna not show love to you, but I'm gonna let you be with Alice when you're with Alice, and there's gonna be a time when you can be with me.
Right. Right.
All right. We're done.
Not like that.
Thank you guys. This has been Hot Talk, Real Talk. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for our next episode, and we out.
Yeah.